Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rising Info Live. This is Master Coach A, and you're joining me for our weekly conversation here at Rise Up Creatives. And now we're declaring Rise Up Creatives worldwide. We are a social commerce turnkey solution for every entrepreneurs and business owners who are dedicated to creating digital connection and providing value that converts and uh, allow audience to connect so that our listeners, our audience, and the people following us gets value from what we offer, not just ending sitting in there and consuming whatever we're producing that is not connecting with them. So if you are joining me for the first time, this is Rise Up Creatives, and we've been saying that this is the launch pad for the 21st content creators. And specifically, you might be wondering, why do we say this is the launch pad for 21st content creators, but we're looking for entrepreneurs, we're looking for business owners, we're looking for coaching professionals, we're looking for service providers. We're reaching out to people who's offering their products and services away from the corporate world, away from the 9 to 6 or 8 to 5 jobs. It is because, just like what we're going to be talking about tonight, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurial creativity and how it is your creativity is going to bring you to be a successful entrepreneur. So let me know in the chat box. Right now, you're joining me live. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng ating mga coaching entrepreneurs. Okay, if you are watching this live, magandang gabi. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you are joining me later on a replay, thank you so much for spending time to watch on a replay. Now, let me know in the chat box, even if you are joining me on the replay, what is one thing that you are bothered about, concerned about starting an entrepreneurial endeavor? So you probably is a coaching entrepreneur right now. You probably is one person who's starting to do some hustles on the side. You're probably one person who's doing business, okay? Part-time, you have your 8 to 5 job or 9 to 6 job. You're still working, but you're starting a business. Or maybe you are already in the business today, but there is this thing that hinders you to start creating or start doing another entrepreneurial endeavor. What it is that always bother you, what it is that always concerns you, what it is that you always think about when you want to get started on something on your own. If you are one person who wants your talent, your passion to be monetized, what it is that stops you today? What it is that challenge you today? What is it that truly concerns you? If you can just identify that one thing, what is it? Maybe you're here and you are already diving into business. Most of you here, I'm watching, joining me live, are coaching entrepreneurs or individuals who wants to become a life coach like me. What it is that kind of stop you? Okay, like, let's put that in perspective. And maybe you are one person watching this on a replay and you're thinking, yes, I want to be a coaching entrepreneur. I want to be a coach as well. I want to do something uh, that I always wanted to do. I want to professionalize my way of helping other people. But you're thinking a lot of things. Okay, there's a lot of things going on your mind, and you cannot verbalize it. Just for tonight, as we get started, I want to hear, I want to let you know, I want you to let us know. Okay, there's a lot of coaches now, okay, on the screen. Okay, so I can see consistency, okay, from Coach Lynn Garcia. What else? What else that hinders you? Self-doubt. Okay, what else? Let me know in the chat box. Because oftentimes, when we are unable to unpack, okay, the things that hinders us, we're not also able to address it. And the very reason why I wanted to come every Wednesday is to have this conversation with you so that you just don't use Rise Up Creatives to provide content for your audience, to provide content for your clients, but really you understanding your role as an entrepreneur, you understanding what's hindering you, you understanding that there are informations that you can gather, that you can learn, that you can digest, and can free you from all your concerns, from the things that bothers you, and from the things that seemingly stopping you from becoming the entrepreneur you always wanted to become. So, fear of failure from Coach Marife. Coach Glacy said uncertainties, procrastination from Coach Colleen, perfectionism from Coach Nords, okay, living intentionally 2.0 coaching community. Yes, uh, focus according to Coach Rizal. Now, I want you to hold that thing in your mind right now, that very thing that hinders you and stop you from doing the very thing that you want to do. Uh, I want you to have that mental picture right now and imagine, okay, imagine a world, imagine a day, imagine a time where this very thing that hinders you is not there. Okay, Master Coach Jasmine said comfort. Okay, just imagine a day, just a day without these things, this thing. Like imagine a day and you're not worried about comfort. You're not worried about focus and you know that you can focus. Imagine a day that you're not fearful of your failure. Imagine a day that you can say to yourself, "You know what? I can do this. I know that I have what it takes to be an entrepreneur." Just imagine that day and how would it be different? How would it be different when you can come in, show up, and meet one person, at least one person in a day, and confidently, unfocused, okay, without fear of failure, you can serve that person. How would it be? How would it feel? How would it look like? And how would your day be different? The reason why I'm allowing you that these conversations to run into your mind is because there are two mindsets that oftentimes, okay, uh, oftentimes we play around, okay, and we work around as an entrepreneurs. And depending on what kind of mindsets you have, this greatly impacts the way you see things and the way you see becoming an entrepreneur. Like the way you see yourself becoming an entrepreneur. And one thing, okay, one mindset is this. The first mindset is that everything that you see in the world, everything that you see in business, everything that you see in your family is already there, created, and it's going on a momentum, and you are just going on a motion, and no matter what you do, things will just be the same. So that mindset, okay, allows you that thinking that, you know what, if I don't show up, I don't provide data, I don't provide value, well, nothing would change anyhow. Or, you know what, things are already in motion. So my contribution will not even matter, will not even be gonna change a bit. Or if it change, it's just gonna be too little. And with almost 8 billion people in the world, that would be negligible. Think about that mindset. Okay, how many of you would connect and say, Coach, I got that mindset? If you are joining me for the first time, I am Master Coach A. I'm a coaching entrepreneur. I'm a business coach. I'm a life coach. And right now, I run 4 businesses. I have Decaf Coffee Republic, Life Coach Philippines, Coach A Training, Professional Training and Development Services. And of course, the newest addition to what we have right now is Rise Up Creatives. And I want you to take a look at why in the world there are people like me who can start one business, move to another, or still looking for another opportunities, and why there are people who seems to be not really contented, but so afraid to get started on something they always want to do. So that mindset that the world is fixed, that the world is already created, that things are already in motion, and whatever you do is gonna change a little and the impact would be less. How many of you here can connect with that? The other mindset goes like this: you can create a space, you can create success, or you can create situation for success to emerge, or thinking that whatever it is that you want, it can happen. The thing with that thinking and that mindset is it's difficult to have that kind of mindset because oftentimes people wants to see things before they believe it. How many of you is connecting with me? Right? So you want to see things before you want to believe it. To see is to believe. Now, being an entrepreneur, which is different from being a business owner, the thing here, the mindset is you need to believe for you to see. You need to believe that something is gonna happen, something is gonna change, something is gonna be different when you start taking action. Our mindset plays a very important role as we dive into becoming an entrepreneur. And oftentimes, our mindset hinders us from really progressing, from achieving the very kind of success that we always want to have. If you look at the historical meaning of entrepreneur, or if you take a look at the world of entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurial world, you will start to see that entrepreneurs are more than business owners. Entrepreneurs are innovators, entrepreneurs are creators, innovators are people who took the risk. Okay, so you as an entrepreneur, we are risk takers. As an entrepreneur, our mind is set on looking at things and how it can be better, looking at things and how can it be different, looking at things and say, how can life be different or how can life be better if we do some innovation or some change? As an entrepreneur, we just don't adapt to an environment. We truly create the environment. We don't just copy what everyone else is doing. Instead, we create new value, we create new services out of the wisdom and the gift that we have as an entrepreneur. When you're able to shift, okay, when you're able to shift your mental self image from becoming someone who's a victim and someone who cannot do anything with the world or with the environment that you are in today, to having a mental image of a person that is able to create, then, and only then, you will start taking that identity of an entrepreneur. And when you start taking that identity of an entrepreneur, you will start to see things shifting naturally. Let me know in the chat box if this is something that you are connecting and this is something that you are appreciating. Okay? So the reason why I'm setting the ground is because creative entrepreneurship or creativity in entrepreneurship or in creative entrepreneurship, it's not just you using colors, images, themes, and providing content or social media posting. That's not what we provide here in Rise Up Creatives. That's why I felt that instead of just telling you that we are a launch pad, we are actually providing you a turnkey solution for you to start becoming an entrepreneur. I'm going to unpack a little more of that in a little while. But just at this moment in time, I want to know in the chat box if you are really taking this in, if you are appreciating this, and if you are connecting. Because I believe many of us fail to nurture who we are as an entrepreneur because we miss the fact of who we truly is as an entrepreneur. It's different when you own a business and a lot of people, or there are people managing it, running it, but you own it. It's one thing when you are the entrepreneur, the creator, the innovator, the service provider of a particular business. That's why we are very, we're very clear, and we always say entrepreneurs and business owners, because we are very clear in Rise Up Creatives. We are very clear that these two are distinct category of people doing business. When you label yourself as an entrepreneur, as your identity, okay, as who you are and who you are becoming, okay, when you label yourself in this persona, you start seeing the wheel of confusion, the wheel of fear. Now, I want to call it a wheel because how many of you can feel that it's just going around and it's just moving and moving like in circular, like your fears, your anticipations, your comfort, all the things that hinders you to become the person, the entrepreneur you always want to become. It's just like spinning and spinning. Now, when you take on this identity as a life, as in life coaching, we always say you become your greatest potential. Like in life coaching, we would say that you become who you can be, the greatest person you can always become. When you take on this identity of a, like a real entrepreneur, okay, this wheel of blockage, this wheel of concerns, this wheel of confusions will start to disappear, and you will start seeing yourself as the prime mover. It means that this mental shift is going to change your life. So, how many of you here wants that mental shift? How many of you here wants that, that you want to see your life really changing, your life really moving in a direction where you can reap the rewards of living a life of an entrepreneur? Ho, 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 ho. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. And I want you to just who, like whatever exclamation point, whatever expression you can give in right now, give it out. Because tonight, I want you to just like imbibing it, right? That as an entrepreneur, you are called and you are made to create profitable businesses. You heard it right. You are made to create profitable businesses, not just one, but multiple. In essence, okay, being an entrepreneur is different from each and every one of us. But here's the thing, what is common with every entrepreneur is that we don't rip off, we don't tear down, we create and innovate. And as we create more value than what we consume. Let me repeat that. We create more value than what we consume. That's where we are able to put in significance our ability to create. That's where innovation comes in. Because as an entrepreneur, it is our mindset, it is our mental algorithm that as we consume, we need to produce, we need to create more. And that's the value that we are giving out in our space and, of course, to the world. How many of you here is now excited to become an entrepreneur in the real sense? Okay. Now, You might probably thinking there's a lot of things that I probably have said for the first 20 minutes of our conversations. But here's the thing. With all these things gonna be in motion, you innovating, you creating, you providing value, I want you to understand that there are three things, three basic needs that you need to put in balance and in check as an entrepreneur. If you miss one, you probably would encounter a difficulty and you would probably throw the towel too soon. Okay? So there are three things. Number one, the first need that you need to consider is the need of your customers, the needs of your clients. You know why? If you cannot think of a need, you cannot consider a need, you cannot stop for a need, there's no business, there is no innovation, there is no creativity that will naturally flow. Have you ever been into a situation where it happened for the first time and you're there and you're the only person who can solve, you're the only person who can move, you're the only person, like you are the only superhero there? And have you noticed, have you remembered that you naturally flow with ideas, with creativity, with thoughts, with, let's do it this way? That's exactly what's going to happen when you take that position of an entrepreneur and you have this customer in mind, and you look at that customer, you look at that person, you look at that client, you look at that niche, and you understand that needs, you will naturally flows with ideas, you will naturally be able to craft something, you will naturally be able to create something of value. Number two, you need to balance the needs of your business. Now, here's the thing. I've seen this with a lot of creative people. Okay? I've seen this with a lot of people who's been transitioning from corporate, from employment, and then doing their passion and turning into profit. I'm teaching passion into profit. And oftentimes people fail in that because they thought that they just create a business out of their passion without vision. But here's another thing. You need to look into what is the need of your business. Like, if you are like, you wanna make authorship or book publication as your business, there is an order of things that you need to understand. Like, for example, there's a lot of authors, there's a lot of people who've written and published their book, and they went broke because they cannot sell their book, they cannot distribute their books. Because when you look at the business model of being an author and in a publication of your book, okay, even if you have a publicist, okay, you have a publication company, you need to understand that part of the requirements of your business is that you understanding about marketing, you understanding about distribution, you understanding about promotion. So there's a lot of components in there that you need to balance, not just diving into I want it. The first need is the need of your customers, the second need is the need of your business, and the third is your need as the entrepreneur or the business owner. So you as a person will have needs. No, I'm not talking about money alone, I'm not talking about profit alone, I'm talking about what are the things you need to learn, what are the disciplines you need to put in place, what are the habits that you need to put in the system. And when you take all of these things together, then you are setting yourself up for success. Success is not a cause of an effect. It's not when you do one thing, success happen. Success is an emergent. Success and emergent of when you put skills, when you put character, behavior, when you invest time, when you invest money, you put all these things together, neatly together, with the eye of what's the customer needs and how the business will evolve. When you do that seamlessly, then success will emerge. Now, the thing here is all the components I shared with you tonight kind of needs a lot of testing, it needs a lot of experimentation, and needs a lot of what you always call trial and error. Now, here comes the best and the one skill that I would say every entrepreneur should know, should practice. Because when you learn and you master this skill, definitely all these things that you need to do, no matter how huge, how many, how big it can be, you can handle it. Do you want to know what is this one skill? Yes. Okay. So Che is here, Coach Norge, Coach Colleen, Master Coach Yasmin. Everyone is here. So what do you think is that one skill? Are you ready to know that? Are you ready to know that one skill that would put all these things, okay, into the right perspective, or will allow you to test, will allow you to move the needles, okay? This skill, okay, it is very important that you learn. This is the skill of speed of implementation. What does it mean? When you learn something, you immediately use it, you immediately practice it, you immediately teach it, you immediately share it, you immediately do something about that idea that you just learned. Hear me out on this. Successful entrepreneurs don't wait around for tomorrow or next week. They implement right now, right now, right now, right now. When you do the speed of implementation, you get to test, you get to pilot, you get to validate, you get to experiment, you get to see how things will evolve instead of wasting your time thinking all the ifs. When you are moving with speed and you are operating productively for your audience, for your clients, for the people watching, for the people looking up to you, or the people you want to reach, you know what? That confusion, that fear of failure, that all of your blockages will simply start to disappear because your focus is in the implementation of the new tools, of the new things, of the new ideas that you are learning. How many of you is saying yes to speed of implementation? Hashtag speed of implementation. How many of you say, I want to do that? I want to learn and practice it. Okay? And to learn it means to put it in practice, and to practice it means you keep doing it every single day, every single moment. When you learn, hashtag pack my bag moment, you immediately put that into action or implementation. Okay? Now, let me know in the chat box if this skill and your idea, your concept is of an entrepreneur have now been transformed. Hashtag transform. Let me know in the chat box if there's something right now that changed, transformed, shifted, and you already have your aha moment. Because I'm going to move now to how you can be creative as entrepreneur, or the entrepreneurial creativity. Okay, I'm gonna move that. So let me know in the chat box if yes. Okay, can I have the hashtag transform? Can I have hashtag shift? Can I have hashtag change? Let me know in the chat box if you already have a win for tonight. Okay, like meron ka na bang panalo? You like this time you already said, I got it, coach. There's something I have right now, and there's something that I can start implementing. There is something that I can start moving the needle. Okay, so shift. Okay, next. Now, let's move now to entrepreneurial creativity. Now, let's do a little test. Okay, so let's do a little experiment. Ready? Okay, ready? So you got the shift, you got hashtag transform, okay, hashtag change in there. Can you let me know in the chat box if you are ready for some experiment? Let's do a little experiment right now. Okay, so ready? Okay, so I want you to pick two items, okay, that You don't have to touch it, okay? That you can find, okay, in your within your sight, like you can reach by sight, you can see, you can take a look at it right now. Okay, get two items and I want you to share it in the chat box. Okay, I wanna wait for you maybe a minute. Okay, let's do this. Yep. Put two things in the chat box. Okay, two things. Random two things in the chat box, please. Yes. Come on now. Two things that you can find and you can reach by eyes. It means you can see right now wherever you're seated. A notebook and a pen, which is obviously because it's handy. All right. So a notebook and a pen, pouch and pen. Okay, Coach Weiser said bag and cell phone, notebook. Okay, phone and a bag. Okay, notebook and pen. Come on. Put it in there. Cell phone and water bottle. Okay, pen and a notebook. Mouse and book. Okay, Joy, you're there. Okay, mouse and book. What else? What else do you have in there that you can take a look? You can take a look. Pillow and water. I like that. Okay, good. Who else? Come on now. Bring it in. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, when you look at the things, these two things, I want you to push your creativity right now. Okay, right now. Okay, I want you to push and find a connection between the two items. How is a pen and a notebook is connected? Not the traditional and the usual way that, of course, okay, uh, I use pen to write in a notebook. Try a little creativity to connect the two items. Chopsticks and a spoon. Great. Okay. So would you like to try and put in a chat box how these two things that you're able to pick up is connecting or connected? Come on now. Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Cell phone and a cup of coffee, Coach Nord's awesome. All right. Mug and a watch. Yes. Okay. So I assume this is a coffee mug, Coach Marife. Yeah. And your wristwatch or your wall watch, maybe wristwatch. Okay. Pillow and bed. Okay. Alcohol and earphones. Okay. Coach Candy. Tablet and pen. Okay. So let me know in the chat box, how do you connect to the two things? Okay. Here's the thing. When you want to boost your entrepreneurial creativity, I'm going to dive in later on the value of entrepreneurial creativity, but I'm giving you now how you can, okay, how you can practice creativity every single day. Specifically, as an entrepreneur, you should be able to practice connecting things, because this is where you're going to grow in your thinking as an entrepreneur. Okay, so let me give you a picture, okay, and how you can rise up, okay, and go on a higher level of connectivity. Okay, so common, you said a pen and a notebook. Yes, okay, it's common. You probably have a pen and a notebook today because you are listening and you are writing and you are taking notes. And you would say, okay, the notebook, okay, I use the pen. The pen is connected to the notebook because I need a pen to write. Okay, or you probably say, without a notebook or without a pen, without a paper, there's nothing I could write in on, right? Okay, so you probably have that. And okay, so Coach Manifest said, mag and a watch is time to reflect. Okay, so here's the thing. I want you to move a little further to that. A little further to that. Okay, so for example, okay, a pen and a notebook. What if you can say and think of, I can use the pen to create the next mathematical equation to solve poverty? What if I can take a look at, say, that mag and a watch would allow me to create something where every person can just take a look at the mag and they know how much time they have lost. Think about it. Think about it. What about seeing a pillow and a water and say, How much water is needed to wash a pillow? So, what if you can create a pillow that naturally absorb dust and you don't have to wash it the normal way, and you serve and conserve water? Think about that. Think about it. Yeah. Are you getting me here? Okay. What about thinking of a spoon and a chopstick and say, how else can we, okay, these are all used, okay, to eat food, right? But how can you use a spoon and a chopstick together that it can, okay, can help you in self defense? That it comes natural, it comes handy, and you can teach people how to use it when they are being attacked, they're being harassed, they're being molested, like, and they're gonna be aggression. What if you can think of, you know what? I have a spoon, I have a chopstick. What can I teach a 5-year-old girl or boy? Now, can you see this? You see, when you talk about entrepreneurial creativity, you need to see in a higher form. Like if you are publishing a book, you're publishing a journal, you're selling a service, okay? Oftentimes it's, we dive into, of course, it's a coaching service. I'm offering you to help. I'm offering you a transformation. I'm offering, but you know what? I would say, no, I'm not just offering you transformation. I'm offering you life. My service saves life. My service saves marriages. My service saves a soul. So I'm not just offering you a transformation, which everybody can offer to you. I'm offering something out of it. And this is where entrepreneurial creativity comes in. When you're able to look at things and keep and connect it, and you start only with just two things, and you're able to create it, and you're able to create something out of it, you see, the mind, okay, will naturally flow, okay, and make it happen when you allow yourself to believe with its possibility. The way Decaf Coffee Republic is set up is that every food in there is a food that I love. Okay. So every time, like right now, I'm a vegan. Every time I go out and take on a food, my mindset is automatically reflecting on, is this something I can bring on and offer to my clients at Decaf, simply because they are my avatar. Okay. So think about at least two things in your space every single day and how you can connect them. When you pay your bill, when you pay your Meralco, when you pay your water bills and you hold the bill, why don't you connect that bill with your cell phone? Yeah, with your cell phone. How many times you look at your cell phone versus you look at your bills? Because probably you have looked too long and much more on your phone than your bill. And if you only put a little more time looking at your bill, you will start to understand how to save water, electricity, or even your time. Think about it. Let me know in the chat box if you're getting this. Let me know in the chat box if you're holding this. Because the thing I'm sharing with you is stimulating progress. Okay. So, by the way, if you want more about development and growth, I invite you to join me in my masterclass inside Be Learning Society. I'm going to be talking about developmental growth mental model this coming March 26th at 7:30 p.m. So let me know. Okay, let us know in the chat box if you are interested. And if you're watching this on a replay, connect with Coach Rizal, 0917-586-1661. And we'll be glad to have you inside Be Learning Society. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Okay? For your knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, and it stimulates progress, and it gives birth to evolution. So, how many of you right now is saying that's something I can take on as an entrepreneur? Now, entrepreneurial creativity takes two paths. Okay. One path is proactive creation, and the other is reactive creation. And many entrepreneurs take on the reactive creation. What does it mean? The needs in front of them, the needs, the wants, the desires, the opportunities in front of them. That's what they feel. That's what they work on. That's what they address. There's nothing wrong with that, because every entrepreneurs like myself, every single day, we have time that address concerns, problems that happens on this day. But if you want to maximize entrepreneurial creativity, you have to shift and move into proactive creativity. And creativity happens when you set a time every single day, okay, even 15 minutes, where you sit down, be quiet, and really dive into what can you create. What are the possible things in your hands today that you can create? What are the skills? What are the talents that you have today that probably no one is asking for it, but you know you can create? Because that's the thing. When you start moving in the directions when everybody is moving on, okay, when everybody's doing like everybody's moving on that direction, what happened is you will kind of late for that, because almost everyone is in that space. And that's the reactive creativity, right? So you have a problem with your client, you have one concerns right now and one opportunity here, and you just get whatever is available and you fill the gap. But take a look at creating this space, creating something. Like when I purchased the ownership, like when I took over the ownership of Rise Up Creatives, okay, it provides what as it is, it's a beautiful platform. It provides templates, it provides captions, it provides a design studio, it provides you with photos, okay, curated photos. It is at it as it is really a beautiful business. But coming into the business and looking at my lifetime membership right now, I look into my members are not just creating for themselves, but they are creating for other people. Therefore, I might as well provide a complete turnkey solution, because you probably be creating a lot of beautiful content. Okay, you probably is creating beautiful postings in your social media. But if you are not understanding the why, your what, your goal, and you're not really having this change of mindset as an entrepreneur, then at the end of the day, yes, we're going to be overhauling and we're going to be seeing results in your social media platforms. But what about you as an entrepreneur? And hence, okay, that's the shift I'm taking. I want to offer people now a complete turnkey solution in becoming an entrepreneur like me. So wherever you are needing help, wherever you are needing that lift, then I want Rise Up Creatives to be there for you. Rise up and be creative. And this creativity talks about entrepreneurial creativity, where you just have to get to a space where all the things that you need will be provided with you and for you. Now, I want you also to understand, okay, the final concept in this, okay, creativity or entrepreneurial creativity. The final concept is, many of you have heard this, is what I call critical counterintuitive. Okay, the path to success, the emergence of success is always counterintuitive. And I'm going to give you an example, okay, just to like paint a picture of what I'm talking about. If you are having, like, if you love someone or you got a crush on someone, or you, man, okay, man, if you get attracted to someone, the intuitive way, okay, is almost always pursue the woman, give the woman a call, all right, give, send her flowers, send her notes, chat and call and message, right? But here's the thing. Imagine the counterintuitive where you give the woman a space, you put some, element of surprise and magic, okay, and you just watch and cool, okay, cool, watch that relationship, that tension, that attraction to weigh down a little, okay, and then now you come back, okay, and you start offering friendship and you're just cool. How many of you would agree with me that you have more chances of getting the relationship bud out of that strategy? Same token, when you get your money, when you get an extra money, the intuitive way is buy whatever you want, or buy what you have been praying, wanting to buy. The counterintuitive is to get on an opportunity where you can invest that money, no matter how small it is, and wait a little more months or years before you get the revenue or the income from that investment, and then you buy what you want. Are you getting this? Okay. The intuitive way is when somebody offer you a free ebook, okay, a free material. The intuitive way is to get it, read it, and consume it. The counterintuitive way is to think, what would happen to my time reading a material that I don't need? What would happen to my time that I am giving, okay, to a free stuff when I'm already invested to something that is really of magnitude and really of value? See? So, from my observations through the years, success happens and emerge because I have decided to work on counter intuitively. How many of you have, lost a loved one, lost someone, lost a friend, lost a business partner, and the more you pursue, the more you run after that person, the more it becomes elusive. The counterintuitive way is you give a little space, you give a little time, you give a little opportunity for everyone to heal, and you start seeing relationship gets better. Okay? How many of you that, the intuitive way is to expect that definitely, all right, I give one, I get one, okay? Or I give one, I get two, okay? But counterintuitively in business, you give one, okay, you give one, you get negative 50. And when you allow yourself to move in that directions, then you understand that you need to provide more to your business, that you need to care more for your business, that you need to be a little more creative. You need to be having all this networks and connection so that your costs go down and your revenue starts going up, or at least your net, the bottom line becomes better. So as I end, okay, as I end for tonight, I want you to come into a space where you understand that becoming a successful entrepreneur emerges because there is change that happen inside of you. There's habit, there's skills, there's discipline, and there's a mental shift that happens to you. When you put together all these elements in a unique set, okay, success will emerge. Things will change. Money will be on the way. People will be attracted to you. And most importantly, you will understand that you are called to create, to give value. You are called to change the world because in your hands is the very creativity that God have already blessed us all. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for another episode of Rising Info Live here at Rise Up Creatives Worldwide. I'll see you again next Wednesday, and I hope you start implementing hashtag speed of implementation. Let me know in the chat box. Send me a message. Send me a private message if you need help. We offer complimentary business coaching, and really, I want to see you inside Rise Up Creatives. Let's rise up and be creative. Let's serve the word. Let's just like spread the word about Rise Up Creatives, and let's start serving the world with our own creativity. Good night, everyone. This is Master Coach A saying love, bam boom, love, bam boom, love, bam boom. See you again next Wednesday. Have a great, great evening.